The bell is tolling. It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Le'Veon Bell, fresh off a 100-yard performance a week ago, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. On the return is Henderson. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. Leading them out is the former first-rounder from all the way back in 2004 from Miami of Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
Out wide was the youngest player in the NFL in 2017, Juju Smith-Schuster. And he also had the longest reception in the league last season at 97 yards. Actually well-schooled in route running and able to run from both outside and moving inside to the slot position in order to make big plays.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he powers his way up past the 30. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. Well, look now at the starters on the defensive side for the Browns. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Bell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now Roethlisberger going to hand the Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. First carry for James Conner. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. The numbers for Bell on the ground in the game last week. 22 carries, 101 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Oh, he's got some breathing room. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. And McDonald here over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be third down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And the Steelers on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Here we go now.
Second down, Mayfield. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team. In terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the first down yardage. 23 yards on the play. Mayfield now from the 50. Dancing to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
All right, here we go.
On second down, Johnson. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Out comes the Steeler offense. offense now ready to see what they can do here. Well, the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Roethlisberger. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind this.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. In for the score. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. On the return is Henderson. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense back onto the field. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
The NFL EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a second and long to start things out. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Roethlisberger to throw. This one complete, right side to McDonald. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Roethlisberger now to throw on third down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. So that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. And there he had to break multiple tackles to earn that touchdown. Bottom line, he earned that touchdown.
Indeed he did. That was pretty much a get off of me run and all the way into the end zone.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Boswell good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a Le'Veon Bell touchdown run. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Returning it, John Ross. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here's Josh Gordon as he heads back out there now. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop the guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
Three down. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now Ben on third and long. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. Charles, it's the second quarter. Your team's losing. You're not playing well as the quarterback, but like I said, it's the second quarter, so how worried right now are you?
You're concerned, but you're not panicked because you know there's still an opportunity. No one's excited about his stat line right now. 1 touchdown pass, okay, that's cool. But he's throwing an interception as well. Can he eliminate the mistakes and keep making the positive plays, the good plays? That's what they're looking for from him.
Time to find out if he can do just that. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll go with a keeper. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
For those vertically challenged quarterbacks, here's a time where they will tell you it's an advantage to be a little bit on the smaller side. Able to duck in behind their offensive line and stick the ball across the imaginary yellow line for a first down.
Mayfield to throw it this time. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Mayfield looks to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And shutting him off, now open field. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. He got 29 yards that time. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of ball, get ball.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
While we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This will be fielded at the 17. Oh, eluding the tackle. A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about
that.
Super tough.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Green 39.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Give him 30 yards there.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Now Mayfield underneath for Johnson. No gain, and it's 2nd down. The Browns try to get back and set quickly here. Time ticking away. And again, it's Mayfield. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first, this one from 38. And the kick by Gonzalez, he is good. And they take the lead out in front at 13-12. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The give is to Bell. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver, complete. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Oh, twisting away. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they trail the visiting Chicago Bears. Jordan Howard, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And that game level as they take on the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And now here's Ross. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it. What people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
All right, here we go.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a pickup at 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. From the gun, Mayfield. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another good reception there, and the Browns on the march. Mayfield on 1st down. Screen play, Johnson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes it.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
That time, a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Again, it's Bell. He can't get him down. He finds an opening past the 40. That good for 19 and a first down.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, second-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the first. A gain of 6 there on first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 38. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, a 22. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going deep for Brown. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Now Bell. Oh, he shifts past him. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Goes underneath for Bell. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Well, you throw it this close to the goal line, usually you're thinking touchdown. Here they actually complete it but lose yardage.
When you're this close to the goal line, you have to.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2.
Set! Blue 30!
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that 2-point attempt failed due to the fumble, but people that can't see this, but you've got a ball in your hands now, and you've got the thing locked in pretty well. You've got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. Makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you'd run that play, you would not have fumbled. I can tell you that.
Maybe. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Now Ross to return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win.
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Let's go! Blue lady! Blue lady!
The first down carry here for Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Second down, Mayfield. He's going to look deep down the field. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally, someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
On third down, Mayfield going up top. It's caught at the 10. And now they are knocking on the door inside Pittsburgh's 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. To throw, Mayfield. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain there on the completion. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. He's going to get it running right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. The Browns are able to cash in for 6. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. He's hoping to channel his first half play. They had the lead at halftime, was playing well. Flip the script here in the third quarter a little bit.
I think he misses the Pee-wee days, you know, when you just got the orange slice at halftime, right? And remember, there weren't any real adjustments then, right? You weren't looking at some tape, right? You weren't looking at stuff off of the surface tablets. You just went back out and played. Right now, maybe the adjustments have caught up to him.
We'll see. Maybe he just needs a couple orange slices here for this drive. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. Escapes the sack. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Timmy Jernigan. He's the one that finally runs him down, and that is a big loss. 18 yards. So the sack, and now a third and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Now he's flushed out right. Now he's going to send this one deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've got an answer for it.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And this is brought in by Pryor. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Terrell Pryor, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. The tight end can kind of be that diamond in the rough secret weapon that you have, and right there they show you why.
And it's becoming less of a secret, isn't it, partner? Every game that we do nowadays, the tight end is a featured receiver, not just a blocker, as in the days of old.
Gonzalez now to have the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. On the return is Henderson. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. And McDonald here over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a 1st. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get the 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Washington with the catch, middle of the field. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Still 1st down.
The situation changes a bit now. 1st and goal from back at the 10. After the penalty, it's Bell. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They come out here in the eye. On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
And that drive is going pretty darn well. 3 previous times, converted on 3rd down. But on that one, the defense rose up and said, enough of that.
Here we go. It's Roethlisberger on 4th down. And that is incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And it's incomplete. It's a dangerous pass. That's what it was. And it brings up 2nd down. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass and want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Here's Roethlisberger. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this Browns defense stands tall.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Now let's go.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Offensively, with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And now he'll tuck it and run. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Drop just inside the 20. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Mayfield to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got room. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season. So here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
Yeah, they've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so. But ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And this will be recovered by the Browns hands team, and that should just about write a finish to this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Browns, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.